To all my black entrepreneurs, we gotta do better, y'all. So tune in to the EntrepreNUBIANS Podcast, where we help build better black businesses.
Hey. Welcome back to another segment with EntrepreNUBIANS Podcast. I'm your girl, Tiffany Nicole, and that is Last Trace.
What up?
And we are back with Miss Shawna, and we are talking Trace's favorite topic,
Ninja business ninjas. All y'all ninjas out there, we talking about y'all. And y'all bad business tactics. So yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, this is his favorite thing,
Shawna, please tell us about any ninja business. First, we want to start off with the ninja business that you've done. Some that you've practiced yourself in your business that, whether you're ashamed of it or not, if you don't want to say it, you don't have to, but tell us about some ninja business you've done in your business.
Well, hopefully I don't disappoint you with this because I do well,
the
right?
less, the better.
Obviously, 10 years,
Yes.
right? But honestly, when I first think about that, right, bad business, right, what does that mean? Because I'm a nonprofit organization and nonetheless, it's still a business. So something that came up for me was in 2020, right? Everyone had some type of business stress, right, or anxiety because of the pandemic, right? We're still kind of dealing with the pandemic, right? So during 2020, for me, I am an outgoing person, right? I talk to people all the time. I like to go outside. So it mentally did a number on me. So for Shawna's house, we operate in person for Teen Chat Room, right? We meet every first Saturday of the month. We go to the Northeast Regional Library. We're there for 2.5 hours. And what happens? The library closes.
Oh my God.
Right? Because of the pandemic, right? The world shuts down, right? No one can do anything, right? My anxiety is on high, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? How is this going to work? So a bad business decision that I made was thinking that Shawna's house was going to fail. I thought that Shawna's house was going to be over. I thought that we weren't ever going to be able to get back to a space where we can have face-to-face conversations.
Right.
So that we could meet and I could face-to-face help those teens that come out and look for me, right? So I went into the dark hole that a lot of people did during the pandemic, right?
Most business owners did.
Right? You just, the stress, the anxiety of not being able to operate the way that you know to operate your business. So that stress, like I said, took me down a path of thinking about Shawna's house is done. Right? It was March pretty much that a lot of things were failing. And the team chat room goes from October to June. So here we are dead smack in the middle of my group discussions, right? April is my financial literacy awareness month. We have this huge meeting. We invite everyone in the community to come out, the adults, the children. I have guest speakers come. A big deal for us. But the library's not open. So what am I going to do? I'm in this dark space and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know how to come out of it. And then I was doing that dark scroll on social media, right? I'm in the wormhole of social media and I get a little DM. And it said, Miss Shawna, I just checking on you. I missed, talking to you. How you doing? And I just stared at my phone and I was thinking, I'm not well. I miss you too. And then I'm thinking, what am I going to do? How could I let Shawna's house fail? They're depending on me the way I depend on them. I never really looked at Shawna's house as an organization that helped in any type of mental capacity, right? Wow. I never thought about the mental aspect of it, how it mentally helped me emotionally, right? How it helped these children who were looking forward to come into the program. So that was the kick in my butt that I needed, right? So what did I have to do? I had to step into the technology arena that everyone else was in.
You had to pivot.
Right?
Pivot to Zoom.
I had to self-evaluate in order to reevaluate personally and professionally. So what I did was what everyone else was doing. I signed up for Zoom. I pulled those kids in on Zoom. I said, I'll see you in May. Right. And then we met in May. We met in June. I had to cancel my annual basketball game that we have every year. I cried, real tears. I know some other people cried when I sent that little message and said, sorry, the basketball game is canceled. You know what I mean? Because the pandemic, it took over the world.
Yes.
So my bad business decision was thinking that the organization was going to dissolve because of the pandemic. And again, it did not stop me. Right. It won't stop me. We are currently still on Zoom. Not only was I able to expand beyond the city of Philadelphia, I have children from Delaware and Alabama and New Jersey that I never had before. So like I said, won't stop, can't stop.
Yep.
Right. See, that's decent. I like the fact that you pointed out that your ninja business was just a limiting belief that you had. It wasn't a particular action that was bad for your business. It was a thought that your business would fail because of the current situations.
Right.
So, wow, that's a
the
jewel.
thought can be even worse than a bad action. Like a bad thought, like because like
for sure, because it'll change the way you move.
Yes, exactly. Yes, but one, like I always say, the pandemic was horrible and still is, but I think everybody has gotten something positive out of it. Like you've learned something about yourself. You've pivoted your business in a certain way to make it better. Like if it never happened, was Jersey, Alabama, and Delaware, those kids wouldn't be in Shawna's house.
Absolutely.
You know, so that the power of the Zoom allows you to bring everybody in. You could be, this could be a nationwide thing.
Absolutely.
Because of what happened during the pandemic. We have to pivot. We have to change.
Yes.
And when you've done things, you were doing things for 8 years.
Absolutely.
A certain way.
Yep.
And then here comes this old COVID. Like, okay, now what? And I think everybody sat in a slump. Everybody was in a dark place. And everybody was dark scrolling.
Right.
To figure out, what am I going to do next?
Right.
You know,
Right.
a lot of businesses closed, a lot opened, and a lot pivoted.
Right.
So it's
That's
like,
right.
congratulations.
And a lot were joining Zoom.
Yeah, yes.
A lot with
Man,
Zoom
I know
was
Zoom is
racking
like,
up.
we should charge more because all these people are still staying with it.
Yes.
Now it's like,
Yes.
this is the new way.
Right.
And if anything happens again, I'm prepared for at least this part of it. You know, so yeah, it's...
You know what, too, one of those bad thoughts that I have is I'm a very consistent person, right? I do things strategically, right? I'm very consistent. You can count on me to do this thing. Right.
That's how you lasted 10 years. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Right. But the thing is, I was consistent with showing up at that library. And like Tiff said, I had to pivot, right? I had to think about other ways to operate.
Right.
And that was scary to do, right? So once I did that, it opened other doors, right? So consistent, right? Consistent Shawna, the consistent piece that I forgot is that I show up.
No matter where you show up
Right.
at. How you show up.
How I
Yeah,
show
how you
up,
show
right?
up. Yeah.
So I'm going to show up.
Right.
I tell my kids all the time in the program, I don't care if it's 22 of you that show up or it's one of you that's going to show up. I'm going to show up because I'm consistent, right? I dropped the ball for a couple months, but then I showed up.
Right.
Another platform that opened other opportunities, but I'm here, right?
Yeah.
And that sends a huge message to the kids.
Right.
Consistency, it shows them that putting up a fight can be worth it.
Absolutely.
It shows them what the results of fighting for what you want can be. And that's what they look to you for that leadership. So
Absolutely.
that's excellent.
Absolutely.
That's excellent.
Yep.
So, okay, now that was ninja business that you've done. Tell us some that you may have dodged or suffered from dealing with other businesses or organizations.
So some things I may have dodged, I will say, is I'm a good judge of character, right? So sometimes you have people sell you on a dream, right? I know this person and that person. I can help you do this and help you do that. And if you have a nonprofit, that's what it's all about, right? Networking and connections.
Right.
So I'm listening to some of the dreams, right? I'm showing up at all the interview requests. I'm doing all the questionnaires and meeting with this person, showing up at that party. And then I had to say, wait a minute now. I can't show up for everything,
No,
right?
you cannot.
Your platform is not even for me.
Okay.
So some of that stuff is I had to actually look at who was asking me to do something for them, right? I had to start evaluating them and saying, that's great for you, but that's not for me.
Right.
That's not really a platform for Shawna's house because your audience is not for Shawna's house.
Right.
Yeah.
Without them taking offense to it, because some people can take offense to you saying something like that,
Absolutely.
even when there's no offense meant, but Oh, you don't want to be on my show? Because
Right.
you
Right.
know, you know
Right.
how we get. You
Right.
know how we
Yes,
get.
that's how we get.
Yeah.
We get
That's how
like
we
that.
get. And guess what? I'm sorry, but sometimes
Yep.
we have to put our sneakers on, tie them up, and get that way too.
Exactly.
Talk.
That's true,
Right.
though.
Right.
Yes, I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people come on here and when we tell them to mention some ninja business that they've avoided or suffered from, usually they talk about what they suffered from. So thank you for talking about ninja business that you dodged,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
people need to hear about that kind of stuff too.
Yes.
So they can dodge it too.
Yes. Everything is not
Because
for everybody.
I think everybody, when you're first starting out, you really want to be in everybody's face.
Yes.
So every interview that comes along, every whatever that comes along, any article, whatever. Oh, you want to feature me on your IG? Great, I'll pay you. Like, you want to be a part of everything, but sometimes it's a waste of time and a waste of money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because nothing comes from it, and that's not even your audience.
That's right.
Like, why would I
It's gotta
be
make
on
sense.
the Shade
Yes.
Room? That's not my audience.
Come on.
Like, it doesn't make sense, you
Right.
know.
It does
So
not.
it's just, you know, I think that's a part of being a good business person, is weeding out those things.
Absolutely.
And understanding like who you serve, because you can't serve everybody.
That's right.
Like, this podcast isn't for everybody, and we understand that,
Right.
and that's cool. Including the guests, including people that watch and listen, and that's fine. We have our tribe, and that's who we cater to.
Right.
And it takes
Right.
a lot of business knowledge and experience to understand that. Like, everybody's not gonna buy into what you're selling.
That's right. That's
You know?
right.
Say it again,
Absolutely.
Tiff. I don't know if they heard you. Say it one more
Let
time.
me clear my throat. Everybody is not gonna buy in to what you are selling.
Facts.
Right.
Seriously,
And on that note, that's going to lead us right into our next segment.
it is.
Tips, tricks, and resources. So
Yes.
we'll be right back, folks. Stay tuned. Stay locked in to the EntrepreNUBIANS Podcast, and we'll see you in a sec.